Hello, good day. Um, Now we will be embarking on a journey towards our home, and that is the earth. We often take the ground beneath our feet for granted, but today we are going to look at it through a scientific lens. We will be exploring where Earth came from and how we measure its massive scale, how we find our way around it using invisible lines, and finally, why we experience the changing seasons. Okay, let's start with the origin and properties. This is the nebular hypothesis. Um, we need to know how it was built and what its basic physical stats look like. So imagine a massive swirling cloud of gas and dust in space. This is what we call the solar nebula. So about around 4.5 billion years ago, gravity began to pull this material together. Most of it became the sun, but the leftovers began to clump together through a process called accretion. So think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill, getting bigger as it picks up more snow. And eventually, one of those snowballs became the Earth. And it was originally a hot, molten mass that took millions of years to cool down and form the crust we live on today. So, how big is it really? If you were to drive a car around the equator, you'd cover over 40,000 kilometers. Looking at this table, we notice the equatorial diameter is around 12,756 kilometer. We are the fifth largest planet in our solar system, but perhaps most importantly, look at the density at 5.51 grams per cubic centimeter. Earth is the densest major planet. That density comes from our heavy metal core, which is responsible for our gravity and the magnetic field. So there are three hidden features of Earth you should know: the oblate spheroid, the atmosphere, and its magnetic field. So first, Earth is not a perfect basketball shape because it spins so fast it bulges at the middle. We call this as the oblate spheroid. Second, our atmosphere um, it is more of like a biological shield, mostly nitrogen and oxygen. Thirdly, our magnetic field. Without the invisible force field generated by our iron core, solar radiation would strip away our atmosphere and make life impossible. Let's go to mapping the Earth. And this is utilizing the geographic coordinate system to locate any point on globe. So we cannot just put street signs in the middle of the ocean. So we use this grid system. Think of latitude lines like the rungs of a ladder. They are parallels because they never touch. We start at 0 degrees, that's the equator, and count up to 90 degrees north or down to 90 degrees south. So latitude tells us exactly how far north and south you are from Earth belt line. The other one is what we call the longitude or the meridians. So while latitude goes up and down the ladder, the longitude lines wrap around the Earth like orange slices. So these are called meridians. They are all meet at the north and south poles, and the starting point is the prime meridian in Greenwich, England. By combining a latitude number and longitude number, we get what we call the coordinate. It is the digital address for any spot on the planet from the top of Mount Everest to our front door. So the tilt and the seasons, this is why weather changes. Many people think we have summer because we are closer to the sun, but that is actually a myth. So the real secret is the tilt. So Earth does not sit straight up and down in space. It leans on an angle of 23.5 degrees. So imagine holding a flashlight at an angle against a wall. So the light spreads out and feels weaker. If you hold it straight, the light is bright and intense because of this tilt. As Earth orbits the sun, different parts of the planet take turns leaning toward the light or leaning away from it. Let's go to the seasonal sunlight trends. So as you can see in this chart, during June, the northern hemisphere is tilted toward the sun. So this means we get direct sunlight, which is much hotter and lasts for uh, more hours in the day. That is the summer. Meanwhile, in December, we are tilted away the light, and it is indirect and spread thin, which is what we call the winter. The equinox in March and September are the balance points, whether neither hemisphere is tilted more than the other. So to wrap up, Earth formed from a nebula. It is an oblate spheroid measured by a grid of latitude and longitude, and our seasons exist because of the 23.5-degree lean, thus um, making our planet, all of this are making our planet Earth what we have right now, and even, of course, that makes it a home for a million organisms. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.